Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are fine. It's our second lecture. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about the brain, its structure, how it looks like, and the parts of the brain as well. So let's start our today's topic. But before that, open your books so that we can give it a read. It's on page number 2. We are going to start from here. The brain, with the help of nervous system, detects the world around us. What does it look like? It looks like a large pinkish gray walnut, but it is much bigger than a walnut. What does it feel like? It feels soft and squishy. Underline this word, squishy, and has many folds and creases. Underline it as well. The word squishy means soft and wet. Creases means fine lines. Detects, to find out. Now page number 3. Brain. The human brain is the control center of the body. It controls all of our activities. It is located inside the head at the top of the spinal cord and is protected by the skull. The human body is made up of trillions of cells. The cells of the nervous system are called nerve cells or neurons. About 100 billion nerve cells make up the brain. All the nerve cells are linked together to control all of the body's activities. The brain needs a continuous supply of oxygen. It also requires food and enough sleep to function properly. So students, in the previous lecture, if you remember, we learned that how the brain acts as a control center of the body, like how it helps in sending the messages. We learned about the cells from which our brain is made. Neurons. Neurons are those cells from which our brain is made. This is the structure of a neuron under the microscope because they are very small in size. This part of the nerve cell or the neuron is called the dendrites. This is the nucleus and this part is called the axon. It might be as big and large, quite long. This axon might extend quite long. Like when it starts from the brain, it can extend throughout your legs and thighs. And they might be very small in size, the brain cells. Now today we are going to study about the physical appearance of the brain. Physical appearance means that when we look at the brain, how it looks like. This is walnut. Have you seen a walnut? Yes, you have seen a walnut and you have eaten it as well. It's one of the dry fruits. It's a walnut. So if you look at it, it appears to be just like a brain. We'll show you the model of the brain later on. The human brain is pinkish gray in color. It's pinkish gray in color. And what's the texture? What does this word mean? Texture? Texture means that when you touch it, how it feels like. When you touch the brain, it feels soft and squishy. Squishy means soft and wet. And you have seen the brain of most of the cattle whenever in Eid you people slaughter most of the cattle, and many people, they are fond of eating the brain as well. Like usually they have to cook them, and after cooking them they eat it. So that brain is when brought to homes, and when you touch it they feel very soft and squishy and wet. It has many folds and creases inside it. Creases mean fine lines. Folds mean that you can see the folds in the walnut. This kind of folds are also present in the structure of a human brain. Location in the body, like where the brain is present inside the body. It is present in the head region. And it is protected by a very strong bone which is called the skull. It's the skull which protects your brain, because brain is the important part, but it is the delicate most part of the body as well. So it has to be protected. And this protection is provided by this bone, which is called the skull. As we have learned it previously, that the brain has to perform a number of activities. All the time it keeps on working. So this brain needs a regular supply of food and oxygen so that it can function properly. Because it is the control center, it has to send the messages. As we know that the human beings, along with the rest of the animals, they do a lot of activities, physical activities as well as other activities which are going on inside their body. These activities have to be performed regularly, and they need a regular supply of food and oxygen so that energy is provided to them. Next is the parts of the brain. See, our brain is very complicated, so in order to study it properly, we have to divide it. And this brain has been divided into three parts. The names of the different parts of the brain are cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla. The first part of the brain is called cerebrum, second part of the brain is called cerebellum, third part of the brain is called medulla. Medulla is also known as the brain stem. Dear student, this is the model of a brain. The model of a human brain looks like this. See? And these two parts of the brain, see, you can see the folds over here. These are called the folds and the creases. These all are called the folds and the creases. The brain is divided into two halves, right half and left half. And this part, these two halves, they are called the cerebrum. Both of them are called the cerebrum. This part of the brain and this part of the brain. Both of them, they are called the cerebrum. One is the right cerebrum, another one is the left cerebrum. Now, dear students, if this brain is cut open like this, we can see the other two parts of the brain as well. This pink part of the brain, see this part, it is called the medulla. It is called the medulla or brainstem. Medulla or brainstem. You can see it on the other side as well. This is called the medulla. And this part of the brain, see here, this part of the brain is called the cerebellum. It is called the cerebellum. This is the medulla or brainstem. We can call it brainstem as well. This part is called the cerebellum, and this part is called the cerebrum. I hope you got today's lecture. We'll meet next time in the third lecture. Till then, take care.